Hello, hello. Welcome to our very first episode of Hair in My Mouth TV. As some of you guys may know, we're Lick Salon, aka Lick Babes, also known as
The Lick Click.
The Lick Click.
To my right, I have
Marcelino.
and to my left,
Chloe.
So this is our very first episode, and we are going to be talking about salon culture. And that's very important because not only does that affect us as a hairstylist, but it also impacts our salon and our clients. So, who should take it away?
What should we talk about? Like, what's the first? Should we do like salon etiquette first? Like the do's and don'ts?
I think the experience should go as soon as we walk into the door and like what we first see. So what do we first see?
Well, when you walk into our salon, the first thing everybody always like basically compliments us about is how colorful it is in here. Everybody loves the green wall. But just how, the space is inviting, it's warming. There's been some salons where it's just cold. They mean business only. Like, the crazy thing is
Double worst product.
We do business with a little splash of party on this side.
But, like, the one thing that gravitated me towards Lick Salon the most is interviewing with Marge. She said with all clients, she doesn't want them to feel rushed. Like, if they need to hang out on the couch, they can hang out on the couch. If you need a snack, we have snacks. We got beverages. Like, It's just making you feel welcome and a part of the Lick Click family.
And kind of just that energy that we want to give our clients. It's okay to come in and relax and just be in whatever mood that you're in that day, and we'll just kind of, mold to how you're feeling.
I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, like, I kind of like grew up being in the salon. My mom didn't do hair, my grandma didn't do hair, but they were very they had rituals of going to the salon. Even to this day, even going to like a nail salon, like monthly, getting their hair done, whether it's like haircut, color, blow dry, whatever that may be. I always was in the salon with them, and I always thought, even as like a kid, even as a teenager, I always thought like, I want to be in the salon. I feel like that's where like all the action is. That's like where like the prep of any event is, whether that's like happy hour or you going to like, I don't know, to the club after, like.
Yeah, that's
like,
how I felt too.
I thought this was like the best place, like, because like no matter how you leave, you're gonna leave feeling amazing. Like, you're gonna leave 10 times better than how you ever came in, and you're gonna leave with some kind of like, like amazing hair, makeup, whatever that may be. And I knew that I wanted to do hair then because I was like, how can I be a part of making someone feel good?
Exactly. We are day makers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just going off that, I remember going into the salon like as a teenager and growing up in my small town, and I just felt like, whoa, these are the women I want to be like. They had the
real heroes.
Yes, they had style. They had tattoos. Like, they were the edgiest breed that you could possibly find in the suburbs. So I feel like I really took that to heart.
I mean, I wish I had those moments in the salon with my mom. No shade to you, Mom. But she never really took the time for herself to go get her hair done or anything.
Okay.
But, like, growing up, we had family friends who were stylists. My aunt was also a stylist. She owned her own salon once upon a time. So I lived through stories of her. But, like, being a teenager, going to actually get my hair done at a salon, it was just, like, the best feeling in the world. It was my second home. So there's a stylist named Jean who I kind of shadowed under, and with her, she let me do whatever I want to my hair. I was like her guinea pig for new things. So that was the cool thing that like made me excited to be a stylist, because I'm like, oh, there's people who are gonna push my limits and want me to do the most outrageous things.
Oh yeah, and just making those connections. I remember my hairstylist when I was younger. after we got to know each other a little bit, she's like, "Oh, is it okay if I follow you on Tumblr?" I was like,
Not the Tumblr.
And I just felt like, okay, I've made it. Like, we've made that connection. We're on Tumblr. So
No.
It could be worse. It could be MySpace. It's like, and we match, and she's my top 8.
You're my top 5 friends. Where's that T-Mobile
or
plan?
T-Mobile plan. The magenta plan now. I feel that. I remember like my grandma had a stylist that was like in our neighborhood in Logan Square, and his name was Tommy. And this guy had a very tiny salon. But it was so cool because it looked like a club. And so I was remembering like looking at those like hair books, and like they had like the kid graduated bobs. And I wanted that graduated bob as a kid.
The Dora I feel like every young girl has gone through their Dora phase at
Okay,
one
slay.
point.
you get that book in your hand, you just have all the inspiration.
I know. I guess this is why I don't have like the book in the salon, because I don't want you guys getting creative
We want you to bring your own ideas.
on Pinterest.
Oh, Lord.
But not only that, I think even as I got older, you know, going into like the prom phase, I still did hair. Like for prom, I did hair.
Oh, yeah.
I remember going to a salon that my mom used to go to, which is still open. And I remember hating my hair. I looked like a silver bullet. My hair was like slicked to a bun on the side. And I'll probably see if I could upload that image on
Stay tuned. That's
be
coming
above.
next.
And I'm like, dang. But still, like, I remember being like, you know, a teenager in a salon, and I knew I wasn't welcome. Because they're like, oh, she's a teenager. She's not going to be, you know, someone of value. Like,
Oh.
And I hated that feeling because I knew they were just going to brush me off. Like, and even as I got older, there's so many different salons with so many different vibes. And I wanted more than just like, I guess, a service. I wanted more of like a community.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted after I, you know, worked at a few places, and I was like, I want a community not only to do hair, but to meet other people and network and create
build each
other
other up. And it seems everybody that's coming through the door, they want to be here for some reason, or they need to be.
Some reason.
Yeah. Whether
forgot
they
what I was
need
gonna
love,
say.
whether they need therapy.
Oh, yes. But the one thing I do love about working here, too, is that it's just not one set age group or ethnicity. It's like a whole span of people. Some who are very creative, some who are those like harsh 9-to-5, very like day-to-day set and tone. And there's kids and teenagers.
Oh yeah, I have a gang of 5-year-olds.
Yes,
I did one haircut on a kindergartner, told their friends, and now they're all
That daycare is over now.
dang.
The referrals on the daycare. On the
It's all
playground.
over, yeah.
It's over now.
They've caught wind, but yeah, it's cool. And then that breaks up our day too, and we get to kick back with people of all
Exactly.
different, you know.
And they come from all platforms too.
Yeah.
Some people find us on Google, some find us on Facebook group.
On
I don't-
Facebook groups.
Yeah,
Or
Facebook groups. What the hell are those? I don't have Facebook. But
We're on Facebook. You could still find him on Facebook.
you'll find me. Instagram, you know, Google's always the #1 thing.
Yeah.
But
The Facebook groups is interesting that we get a lot of referrals from Facebook groups, because there again is showing you of people still want a community. Like they're still looking for places to like come together at, and I feel like even since with COVID, like we're relearning to build again, like our
Right.
friendships like circle back, and like, should we hang out after 6? Like, I don't know about you, but I don't like to hang out after 6. So I think that's interesting, yeah, that people are still recommending and even finding us on weird places, or even, you know,
word of mouth
Through friends.
is
Word- yeah.
always key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then through the events.
Oh yeah, the
Events.
events.
We're known for a good kickback.
We have had a few bangers.
Stay tuned for the.
None shall be named. The Bad Bunny party.
The biggest rager yet.
The biggest rager was a Bad Bunny party, okay? But we're hoping to make another one. As some of you guys may know, whoever's tuning in to watch us, we did recently have a pop-up for Valentine's Day for self-care. So it went so well that we want to reorganize this concept and make it even bigger for June, which is also Pride Month. Yay!
Something we all hold near and dear to our hearts.
Yes.
Because we're queer and we're here. But what else is going on at Lick? As far as how can we explain our salon etiquette here? Like what makes us different from others?
I would like to say that I try to aim to make more of a connection through consultations. Making sure that, we're not rushing anything. Even though, I feel like sometimes, I could run behind or...
Who doesn't?
But we definitely never want to rush people out. That's never our thing. And like Marcelino said, like, you could always come hang out. We even have a TV over there.
Oh yeah, we got a TV,
And we're working on having a bar soon.
We do serve drinks, but
Who knows?
think about getting it set up full time.
Bartenders, apply in the link below.
All right. So bartenders need apply at, licksalon@gmail.com. Send us your way, or any vendor, any queer vendors that you guys might have out there, or even small businesses that are starting up is welcome to apply. We're hoping to have this on June 18th, a Sunday. But later details on that as we get closer. But that's just one of the examples of what we have here in our space. Not only have we had pop-ups, we've also had, so far, we had a small concert at our space. We've also had open mics. So that's also, so we're always welcome to any kind of event that you guys might have out there that you guys want to see, especially in a salon, or even, anything that you may need here.
Yeah, like education classes, a little pop-up.
Another thing that I think that makes our salon a little bit more unique is I feel like our price points are for everyone. And you still get high quality service for like a reasonable amount. We're in a recession right now in this economy. Who can afford extensions?
This is my second recession.
I've been out here since 08.
Was that the beginning of the recession?
What? I think
It was 2008.
Oh no, I don't even want to date back to
that was
hell.
the last good year.
The last.
Oh, honey.
No. But like,
So.
especially with all the chaos that's happening in the world, who knows, the world might end tomorrow. But
You'll have good hair though.
you'll have good hair. You could have extensions. You could have that Kim K look for absolutely nothing. Kind of. But it's a good thing. And don't hit on extensions.
You got to invest in yourself.
Yes.
Because who else is gonna amp you up in here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your stylist friends, the people who care most about you.
Exactly.
Hairstylist. We'll never let you down ever. Not even in a recession.
No,
Hopefully we
stay
can end
true
this.
to our like new client promotions. You always get 10% off. Referrals, you get 10% off. And people actually like, they forget, but then when you remind them, they're like, oh, okay, cool. You're not kind of gypping me on a service. But at the end of the day, it's like, we want you back because you're family. After your first appointment, you're
all
family.
over it.
That's true.
You're no longer
Yeah.
a guest here, you're family.
That's why I don't like to double book out my clients either. I used to when I first started doing hair, and I knew my timings. I'd get the color on, and then I have my other one come through the door and put her color on, and then back to the first one. And that doesn't leave you any time to refresh yourself either. So, but you know, I do just really like to like get into it, hear their story. I have some clients, I swear, I know more about them than people in my own family. It's insane.
That is true. I also feel like, not to hate on the double booking community, because you gotta make money. But at the end of the day, I feel like it does leave a bad taste in your mouth, hence hair in your mouth, because your client is coming in to kind of have that one-on-one time with you. Even though they're meant to come in to get their hair done, they still want to have their little therapy session. And when you treat them just like a money object instead of an actual person, it's not gonna leave them with a good taste when they leave the salon. They're gonna be like, oh, they rushed. I didn't feel important. My hair didn't turn out the way that I wanted. They might have been too distracted, you know? So I'm not a fan of the double booking.
But I think that goes into, I think what I always tell you guys, that I think at the end of the day for hairstylists, we're all trained to do the same, essentially. Yeah. You know, there is a science to doing hair, whether it's cutting, extensions, like there is a way to do it. But what keeps, you know, people coming back, I shouldn't say people, clients, family members coming back.
Keeps you wanting more.
But it's also you. It's like what you have to bring. And I think each one of us, each stylist out there has their own like vibe, your own energy, what you bring. And that's what people keep coming back to you for, is like that experience you give them, whether you listen to them, whether you know, you're a shoulder to cry. Because sometimes it could be, you know, a lot of things happen through in everyone's lives a lot. And sadly, we're one of the few professions that we're in their circle. We're in like their personal bubble. So I feel like with that being said, like they release a lot more and they confide in us a lot more because we're in their personal circle.
And we see them so much that we're almost going through similar seasons of life with them, and we can see the growth and the changes and see all that they're going through. And totally. I remember having a beauty school teacher, and she said that she had at her first barbershop, she had a client that would come in, and she noticed his name on the books like the next week right after she cut his hair, and she was like, why are you coming back in? And then he had opened up and said that, you know, his wife just passed away, and that he just, you know, wanted to be there and wanted to have like someone to talk with. And I just took that to heart, and I'm like, you know, definitely want to just give people a space that they can open up and be themselves and get things off their chest or whatever they need to.
That is very true.
Yeah, I had a similar situation in beauty school, and even outside of beauty school. I remember in beauty school, I had this lady who would come like every week for a blowout. And she got passed on to me from a other future professional. And she stayed within like the Paul Mitchell, like, you know, salon. So after, you know, I moved on, she was like, who do you recommend? But throughout my time with her, you know, we would laugh about like, you know, like shows we would watch. We liked flea markets. We had a very similar background because she would watch her mom, who was elderly. And me, as, you know, some people may know, like me and my grandma, like, you know, she's like my little sidekick, like, so, you know, I have my own little boot to watch out for too. And so we would connect on that and laugh about that. And I remember one time she came in and I can tell like her energy was totally different, her vibe, even like looking at her eyes. Her mother had passed away, but she still came for her blowout, and we like hugged it out. For like, you know, and everyone who knows me, I'm not a hugger. So like the fact that I hugged this, you know, this friend. I'm gonna say friend because we had connected on so much, and I wish I could have done more, but I knew that just me listening and giving her that hug, or even like doing the same thing I would normally do, just like comfort, like gave her some type of comfort.
Damn, y'all sometimes are doing more for us than you know. Doing more for us than we are for you. That's for sure.
Literally.
Right, so that's gonna bring us to the end of the segment. Thanks, as always, for tuning in to Hair in My Mouth.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and add us on YouTube. You can also stream and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Music. Don't forget to follow the Hair in My Mouth Instagram. I'm there. We'll be taking polls, answering any questions you have. Even if you want to be a special guest on our podcast, let us know, and you might be on an episode. Also, tune in every Wednesday. That's when we're dropping each podcast. What time are we dropping this at?
TBD.
TBD. It might just put your notifications on, and you'll have a good surprise. For our next episode of Hair in Our Mouth, we will be talking about beauty school dropouts, but which is basically
Our humble beginnings.
You'll know everything there needs to know about myself, Chloe, and March. Kind of connect with us as a person and not just your hairstylist.
The tea.
The real tea.
The real tea.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.